Yes. Just looking at the section 3771. So, if the victim heard others, the victim is limited attendance right. That is a right to not be excluded from public court proceedings unless attendance would color their subsequent testimony. Yes. Now, the Constitution of the United States promises the accused a public trial by an impartial jury and affords him the right to be present at all critical stages of the proceedings against him. But it doesn't offer the victims such prerogatives? Yes. Now, I've been the accused at numerous critical stages of proceedings against me. Poach. I was arrested multiple times. Yes. And these critical stages of proceedings? This is a promise of the Constitution of the public trial by an impartial jury. Yes. Now there was that trial that took place in 2012. Yes, where I was really discriminated against when I had contacted the domestic violence advocacy and they filed the false police report. Yes. After helping my wife file for dissolution of marriage. Yes. And then instead of waiting for the verdict of the jury, you decided to reissue the protection order by minute order. Pooch! Now, I had the right to be a part of all the very important proceedings of the accused. Yes. It made it difficult for me because why am I going to appear in court? Yes. To try to defend myself without a verdict from the jury. Yes. But you went ahead and reissued the protection order. Yes. And you reissued it for a year. Pooch! Now, as the accused, I would say it was harassment on the part of the court to reissue a protection order. Yes. That was still valid until August of 2012. Yes. And for some reason you thought, well, I'll issue a minute order, I'll force the individual to have to appear before the court commissioner. And if he doesn't appear, he's defaulting on his rights, but my rights were being violated when I was going through the critical stages of the proceedings against myself. Yes. See, when the court reissues a protection order that was valid until the end of the actual hearing on approximately 24th of July of 2012, yes. And there was no need to reissue it because, it was in place. Right, I didn't actually violate it. I was found not guilty. Yes. It was a form of harassment on the part of the court commissioner. Now, I had the right to be involved in all the critical stages of the case. Yes. And then involving me in additional judicial proceedings that were unnecessary. Yes. Because you didn't wait for the jury. Pooch, did you, Brent? Pouch! You decided that you'd teach me a lesson and you wanted me to participate in court proceedings where you reissued the protection order without waiting for the verdict. Now, it's an abuse of power. Pooch. It's a fraudulent issue of a protection order in 2012 because as the accused to a public trial by an impartial jury, yes, that afforded me the right to be present at all critical stages of the proceedings against myself. Yes, because I did appear in court, Coach, and I gave my personal testimony that I wasn't attempting to contact the petitioner. I just wanted to know, did you get the documentation? Now, this concept, yes, of the petitioner having a protection order reissued, yes, where you did not give me actual notice of court hearings, accurate, timely, and meaningful. Pouch! And you decided to issue a minute order 12 hours before you reissued it. It was actually fraudulent issuance of a protection order. Oh. I have the right, as the accused, to a public trial by an impartial jury, yes, and not to have to participate in any extrajudicial proceedings without waiting for the actual jury to give their verdict. Now, when they gave the verdict of not guilty, yes, if you hadn't reissued it by minute order, pooch, I could have motioned the court to have it removed, but being the fucking assholes that you are, you already reissued it and you obstructed my rights. It was a false police report of me contacting a domestic violence advocacy charity. Yes. Now, this court has abused my rights as the accused before an impartial jury. Yes. You did not afford me the right to be present at all criminal stages of any and all court proceedings because you issued a fucking minute order.